This is What If Naruto Had an Uzumaki Dojutsu Part 5. I haven't done this one in quite a long time, and I thought that I would finish it up. This is the finale, if you didn't know. So, of course, but in the title we'll say that. The next series that I'll be finishing up soon will be the What If Naruto Had Magic, and I really don't think I'll continue on into Boruto right away. I might, if you guys get that one maybe up to like 400 or 500 likes, I might continue. This one I'm not going to continue on into Boruto because it's not as popular as a series, and it would, I don't know, it would more or less slow me down from making new what ifs. And I want to continue on with series like what if Kenpachi raised Naruto and all that. So without further ado, let's get into this part. Last time we left off with Naruto actually going to the Sand Village and training with Gaara, and over this period in time, he actually got into a relationship with with Tamari. See, she was more or less always had a thing for Naruto, and he was quite dense though, so he didn't really notice this. He was ravaged by hatred. He really didn't notice anything at first, but she kind of softened up his heart and made it so he actually cared more for people. Granted, he still has this evil side towards him. You can't piss him off too much, otherwise, you might just end up joining his collection of slaves. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't remember at least, his collection of slaves is more or less just all the dead bodies he's accumulated by killing people, and he can seal them away and use them as slaves and power them. He can regenerate their corpses by using chakra, and more or less his chakra reserves have been boosted just by having this Uzumaki eye. So his boosted chakra resources and Kuruma's chakra is a completely astonishing amount. Now, at this point in time, I believe I know I didn't make him go with Jiraiya on the trip to get the fifth Okage. So what I believe is Itachi and Kisame would both be alive in this one, because I do kill them off quite often. So they're still alive. And now that there's two Jinchuriki, and two of the most powerful as what they've heard, from all of the reputation, they're sending nearly, they would be sending everyone there. The entire Akatsuki would be going there to fight off against Naruto and Gaara. This is our chance. We can finally get him. This is, of course, what Madara, or aka Toby, would say. Now, he's going to have joined as a proper member a little earlier on. That's what I'm going to say, at least. Now, they come into the village, and by that I mean they just straight come in and they start annihilating things. They start destroying everything in their path. Now, Pain is the main indicator of this. He's kind of backing off a little, though. And he's letting people like Hidan have a lot of fun. They begin slaughtering people. But Gaara quickly responds to this. He comes out and he slams a sand wall up, sending Hidan flying back into another wall. He comes forward and he forms a sand spear and stabs it straight into what would be Hidan's heart. Hidan spits out blood. This is nothing. Kind of like it. Gaara just looks at him. What are you? Now, this is going to be a problem. Now, Gaara is much stronger. He could be able to take maybe one or two, but taking on the entire Akatsuki alone is something he can't do. Now, why would he be taking him on alone? That is because Naruto left for a mission previously 2 days ago. He's supposed to come back anytime today, but they don't know when. And right now, it's not looking too bright. Tamari is helping fend off people. She's fend off the Akatsuki as well, but she's nowhere near on their level. She did train along with Naruto and them, and Gaara, but she's just not as strong. Conqueror is doing his best as well. Basically, every able-bodied ninja is just fighting against them, getting slaughtered in the process half the time. Gaara quickly rushes forward. He encases Hidan in a sand coffin. Sand coffin. He crushes his entire body. Blood splatters everywhere. Oh, that's disgusting. That's what Gaara says. But then suddenly he hears a laugh. Yeah. Man, kid. Man, you do have some power behind you. Sucks for you that I can't die. Gaara just jumps back in utter awe. What the hell is this guy? He can't die. You're telling me you're immortal? Suddenly Gaara's hit. This is by a puppet, of course. Sasori. Sasori completely starts overwhelming. Now he's going against Sasori and Hidan. He's still holding his own. His sand defense is actually helping quite a bit. Now, they're not fast enough. Well, Sasori isn't fast enough to get behind, past the sand shield, sand defense, I mean. And not only that, he's may not be fast, may not have been super fast during the tuning exams, but he worked up the speed of the sand, so now it's much faster. Not many people would be able to get past it easily, or as easily as it was before, which was already quite formidable. He was killing Jonin level ninjas, I believe, at that point in time. So now, Gaara begins fighting him off, and he's still doing extremely well. He's stabbing Hidan multiple times, but he's noticing that Hidan has almost nothing. Like, he's just laughing. He's a total masochist. And meanwhile, Sasori is just... Basically, Sasori's outer shell is extremely tough. But he ends up finally breaking it. And Sasori ends up having to bring out one of his ultimate, the third Kazekage puppets. Now, this surprises. This completely surprises Gaara. You were the one who... You did this? You killed the third Kazekage? Now he's just in complete shock. This shock completely takes him off guard. Leaves him open for an attack. And he's basically ambushed by a third person. This is, of course, I'm gonna call him Bomb Boy, because, I forgot his name, I'm not even gonna lie. Let's see, what was it? Yeah, I can't remember his name. So the one who used the bombs all the time. Datara, there we go. Yeah, Datara, he just came in and he completely obliterated him from behind. Now, he's surrounded by 3 people, extremely capable, and Sasori's using his best puppet now. He realizes he's screwed. They all begin attacking relentlessly. He brings up his strongest defense. It sounds a much stronger version of like the sand dome that he used to protect himself in the tuning exams, but it's got multiple layers, of course. And then he just clashes his hands together and claps, and spikes appear out, which actually ends up impaling one of them. This is, of course, Datara. Datara was being pretty sloppy, and he was impaled, causing him to actually die. But Gaara's chakra levels have dropped significantly. I won't be able to keep this up for long. I am done for. Damn it, Naruto, where are you? And just as he says this, his shield breaks. And here comes Hidan swinging a scythe, about to kill him. But then Naruto slams down onto the ground. What do you think you're doing? Why are you attacking this village? Don't you know it's under my protection? He says with a sadistic smile. Hidan actually jumps back from this. Oh, so I assume you're Naruto. Yeah, that's me. Well, then I'll have so much more fun killing you now. As he activates his, as he runs forward and begins trying to swing at Naruto, but Naruto literally just engulfs his entire body in flames. He begins screaming. But like he's still enjoying it because he's a masochist. And Naruto notices he can't die. And Gaara, of course, confirms this. Ha, he can't die. But there's nothing that won't stop me from sealing you. He weaves hand signs, slams his hand on the floor, and an entire circle just encases Hidan in flames, basically sealing him away all the way into a little orb. Naruto just grabs this thing, which is about the size of a pill now, and swallows it. Now, if you want to free your friend, you'll have to kill me. That won't be a problem. You see, you're gonna die anyway, little punk. And that's what Sasori says, rushing forward as he's about to release poison gas and use his elemental, like release the flamethrower and release all that. As he's using this, Naruto just completely equals out everything with a burst of blue flames. What are your flames? What are these? I can't do any damage to you. See, Naruto has become an entirely different beast. He's more logical. He's completely different level. His flames have developed into something so powerful it's unrivaled. He could easily take out the first Hokage at this point in time. He encases. His flames turn more into like snakes, and they're grabbing and wrapping around Sasori. And they begin burning him away. And then they burn away his entire core before he could even summon all those other puppets. Now, he of course, I would have to say, because of the fact that there's other people ravaging at this time, he summoned all of his slaves that he could, which would be about 300 to 400, I would say. And they would just, which are the dead people, of course. They're fighting, and a lot of them are highly capable, which now, since he found Datara, he took over Datara's body, and he sends him flying after, and now he's fighting. Now, these slaves would be able to dispatch of about 1 or 2 people at most. Now, these 2 people would be, I would say the one person would be Kisame, and the other would be like the Zetsus. Now, the Zetsus have been disposed of, not dispatched. And as is Kisame. You might say, well, Kisame is really strong. Well, so are his slaves, and they're an overwhelming number. And Naruto's constantly regenerating them at the same time, so they're not gonna die easily. And they can't die, because they're already dead, so... Now this is the real fight. Pain comes forth. There you are, Naruto. You're the one I really wanted to capture and fight. Huh, is that so? I've been wanting to fight you for a while too. I've heard of you. You're the leader of the Akatsuki, are you? Heard you're quite strong. You have a capable dojutsu. But it's nothing compared to mine. Is that so? You'll truly experience pain today. Naruto just laughs. Little do you know, I've already experienced pain. I'm numb to pain at this point in time. You can do nothing that'll cause me to feel pain. Is that so? Well, I guess this won't cause you pain then. As he appears, or doesn't really appear, he just drags something, a body from behind him. This is, of course, Temari. What are you doing with her? Put her down. Oh, but I thought you couldn't experience pain. I mean, unless you want me to kill her. Don't you dare. If you lay a hand on her, I will make you burn, and you will feel the entire wrath of my anger. That's what I want. As he brings down basically a rod that he used to stab Hinata. He does that as well towards Temari. And this actually would kill her. Naruto completely loses it. His entire body is engulfed in blue flames. He's losing his power surges off the charts. But in the process, all his slaves have been summoned back in because he completely burst out all his power at once. And he rushes forward. And he completely engulfs Pain's body. Now, you might... this is before he even has a chance to use, like, the Almighty Push or anything like that. He was so fast, Pain couldn't even comprehend this, and his entire body is suddenly surged in flames. Now, Pain can't really feel the pain, I believe. But either way, he still somehow, it's able to affect him psychologically, where he's just burning alive. And multiple other pains have, the other paths of pain have come forward. Now, Naruto slams his hands downward. The entire ground around him is bursting with flames. They're incinerating everything around him. Of course, the people he doesn't want incinerated don't. So Tamari's body is okay, and as is Gaara. but everyone is just in complete awe. Now everyone knows they stand no chance of even remotely beating Naruto at this point in time. He took out Pain, because of course Pain is now seemingly dead. But then Naruto realizes those seem to only have been controlled. Those rods in their body. Could it have been that he was just channeling his chakra into them and actually taking control of their body? Now, as the other shinobi, and as Gaara regained his stamina, he would take care of the remaining foes, which would of course not consist of Itachi, because I think Itachi at this point in time would have actually retreated and left, but I think the main problems, the only ones that would be left are Pain, his actual body, Konan, and Obito. Now, Naruto would think of something. He would see the rod, and he would actually track the chakra source, and just like in canon, and he would find Pain. Now they would be talking, basically. They would just talk about it, and Naruto's completely engulfed in these flames, and he's ready to kill him. He's ready to just completely obliterate everything in his path. But then they get to talking. Naruto ends up sharing his experiences. He shares his, just like how it went down, and they're just gossiping. Basically in canon, they just became the homies. And then, he's just like, oh, here, I got you, I'll revive him. He weaved his signs, and he revived everyone who he killed. And Obito gets pissed off, tries to stop him, but as Obito comes in to try to stop him, Naruto interferes. As Obito usually makes himself transparent by sending himself to another dimension, Naruto, that's how it normally works. He commonly leaves that one part away. But Naruto completely fills the gap with flames. So when he does return back to normal, he's engulfed in the flames, and they're incinerating him. And Naruto poured so much chakra, he can't put him out. And he's doing this out of pure hatred. And he's hearing Obito scream out in pain. And he's taking joy into it. Now, he knows Temari's alive, but he wants to cause some revenge. He can't kill Pain anymore, though, because Pain gave up his life already. But he decided he would let Konan live. Why would he let Konan live? Because that was the one girl that Pain seemed to actually love. And even though he did take away Temari for a short period of time, he did give her back. That is going to be the end of that part. Now, Naruto, of course, is going to go back. They're going to reestablish the village by making it much stronger in defenses. But now they took care of the main problem. There's going to be no need for the actual war. Obito's dead. There's no one alive left to revive Madara, because Zetsu was killed as well. So, how is that going to work out? Nothing at all. Naruto's going to end up staying with Temari, and they're probably going to establish themselves as husband and wife pretty soon, which would lead to them actually having offspring, and more or less he's the right man of Gaara, who is now the Kazekage, since I did not mention that. That's going to be the end of this part. Actually, it's going to be the end of the series in total. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I hope you guys enjoyed the next magic part. If you guys liked, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you already haven't, and again, thank you guys for watching.